EDC, everyday carry. It's a big niche on the internet. It's a big niche overall. You hear it used for many different terms, like EDC bag. It's basically your go-to essentials. A lot of them include manly stuff like pocket knives. My EDC video and gear is gonna be a little bit less sexy and more oriented towards functional, minimal, and practical. All of the products that I'm mentioning will be linked in the description down below and will be timestamped. If you do buy anything, especially if this video helped, please consider using the affiliate links that are in the description. It costs you nothing. It gives me a little kickback, and it's an easy way to support the channel. Let's start with the basics. In every single one of my bags, I carry gum. Excel is my favorite. I just go to Costco and buy a giant pack every few years because they last me a long time. They're in my car, they're in my bags, they're in my pockets, they're everywhere. I love this. Floss, I don't really care which floss. I actually just use the ones that come with my little dentist package every time I go for my dentist appointment. It's an essential. I had orthodontic work when I was younger, and sometimes these foods, they just get lodged in my teeth and it bugs me. So I have this in every single one of my bags. And when I switch bags to a new bag and I don't have it set up, it's very upsetting when I don't have floss. Then I have lip balm. Pretty much every bag and car has one as well. Feminine hygiene products, and sometimes I also have a little first aid kit. Not every one of my bags, but my wallets usually do have a Band-Aid or two just in case. Some essentials that I pretty much carry every single day. And I've been very lean with what I carry. Every day I'm gonna have my wallet, sunglasses, keys, and cell phone, which I'm also using right now to film. We'll pretend that my phone is here. I'm gonna replace my phone with this old Google phone. I've not been able to find a replacement for this wallet. It's a very old model that I got, I think 15 years ago, and it's such a good size. So tiny and has coins. Do you know how hard that is actually to find a small wallet where you can actually also carry coins? And I love the design of this wallet. It's from a Canadian company called curated. It's denier leathers. I've been wanting to switch this wallet out many times. I've tried twice and then just came back to this wallet because it was way better for my needs. Every now and then I do look at all the websites. If you find something that fits my requirements, please drop it down below. The reason I like this is because it's compact, it's small, you open it up. I have all my credit cards, my ID here. Everything else I put on an app on my phone called Stow Cards for all my library cards, points cards. I have cash in here, public transit. I have, just in case, some thick bandages because my Doc Martens still give me a lot of grief when I wear them. They're in my main compartment. I have this. This is a Go Sun flatware. I actually have a full video about this that I will also drop in the description. And I freaking love this thing. I use this camping. I use this all the time when I got takeout to go and I go, I don't need utensils because I have my own. And I'm trying to do my part for the environment. Anytime someone sees me pull this out, they're just like, what is that? I am the gadget queen after all. Those eco-friendly forks and spoons that have their own carrying case and that you need to assemble or whatever else, they just take up a lot of room. If you're somebody that has one purse or one bag and everything is always in there, that works great. But as someone that's constantly switching things around, I don't feel like swapping and taking things. I always have my wallet. This is always in my wallet. So I always have it to go. Very simple, stainless steel, flatware. It works really well. Then you have a little spoon here. Now, are you gonna be eating soup with this? No. But if I'm in a situation like camping or takeout, you know what I can do? I can just use my mouth and just drink the soup. It works for yogurt, works for ice cream. Has a little knife on the side here. When you're in a pickle and you really need it, it's not bad, depending on what you're cutting, of course. Don't be expecting to cut a tough steak with that. I don't think it's gonna work too well. What's really amazing with this is about the thickness of 4 credit cards. If you look at this side by side, it's about 4 credit cards. Now off to my sunglasses. I have these polarized clip-ons, which very hard to find clip-ons these days that are stylish because I guess it's not cool anymore. These are some of my sunglasses when I'm wearing glasses, but if I'm not wearing glasses or doing something a bit more active, these are my go-to sunglasses. I love these things. I wear them in like every single photo. I've had them for years. They're like my go-to. They come in many colors. Then I have my keys, this here that holds a couple of my essential keys. And then I have my car keys, but I also have my bike keys, 2 different sets of bikes. I have my Bianchi road bike and then I have an electric bike. When I used this little micro lock from Night Eyes, it comes in a pack of 2. I went through so many other systems with like more complicated keyring removal systems. In the end of the day, this was the easiest way for me to swap keys. So I'll swap out my car keys if I'm just going out for the day and I'm taking public transit. This will be what I carry. Very light, very small. If I'm going on a bike ride, we'll stick on my bike keys in here. That's also in another little key ring. Then other things that are interesting on my keychain as well are these 2 things. So my keychain actually has a lot more than you realize. I have these loop earplugs, which are fantastic for music festivals, for parties, for whatever. I just leave them on my keychain now. They also look pretty cool when they're in your ear, and they come in different colors. You have different ear shapes. I don't love the case. I find it kind of loose, and sometimes if you drop it, you know, it will pop out and you'll have to look for them. In normal use, they don't typically come open, surprisingly, although I really wish it was a better case. And there's been a few times I've went to music events, either planned or unplanned, and then didn't have my loop with me, and it was really annoying. And previous to my loop, I had the Alpine. Alpine's like known for music. I did not like the way this sounded. Everything just sounded like bass, muddy bass. With the ear loops, this one is specifically made for music, but they have some other options. This one cuts the music, just lowers the decibel levels. We gotta protect our ears. And everything just sounds still pretty clear, and you can make out all the notes and the instruments. Whereas my other one did not. And I did a lot of research, and this one was really my favorite, and I've gotten all my friends to buy some too. The other thing that's on my keychain, so I don't carry a pocket app, but there is something on my keychain that I do carry, although I'll have to be careful when I am on planes, called Slash. It's just a really small blade. Now they claim that it will never go unsharp. I mean, listen, I don't know about those claims. It's not even really that sharp to begin with, because I can just do this and not get hurt. But it does have a very pointy edge. It's just real great to slash packaging in boxes open, which is basically what it seems like most people use pocket knives for in an urban setting. That's, you know, legit. So that is on my keychain. There's a lot more going on these keychains than meets the eye. Minimal, no decoration. Then for my phone, we're using this old phone to mimic. I have my Samsung S22. That one is less interesting. It's a great phone, I like it. The main thing about the phone that I want to comment is the case that I use. It is a Spigen very hard duty case. This is just perfect enough, and it is strong. This is the second Spigen case I got, because by my other phone I also had a Spigen case, and I loved it so much because it protected my phone. I got a screen protector, of course, and I love the kickstand. This has come in so clutch and so handy when I'm in bed watching YouTube, which I probably shouldn't be doing before bedtime, but when I do that, also on the plane, of course. That's super helpful, and I mean, I don't need to pack an extra stand. It's always right on my phone. And I've thrown this thing across parking lots accidentally, like multiple times. And every time I go to pick up my phone, it's perfectly intact. Sometimes the screen protector is a bit cracked and I have to replace it, but honestly, the amount of abuse I put this phone under and it's still kicking because of that case. Some other EDCs I do use quite often. Headphone, you're not gonna guess the next one. Neck fan. These are the Sony XM4s. I like them. I like the way they fold. I've not decided to upgrade the XM5s. I do find it very annoying when the multi-connect doesn't work very well. With the MacBook, with the laptop lid closed, it still sometimes connects, and then I have to disconnect it manually. Sometimes I just have them on, I don't even listen to anything. I actually purchased this a neck fan 2 years ago. I purchased this one, a very basic neck fan, and I purchased this because I was going to Burning Man, and it's very hot. It's the Nevada desert. So this thing saved my life. You can actually still see a bit of dust, I think, which I tried to clean out as much as I can. And honestly, with the air compressor, I got a lot of it out, and it's still working surprisingly well. And I really liked this, that I decided, okay, let's upgrade. I got myself a better neck fan because I knew what I wanted now. When you put it on, people just think it's headphones. I got this particular model is it had a bigger battery life, and it had a cooling plate in the back, and it had separate dedicated buttons for the both and a dust cover. And all of these things I'm mentioning I didn't see on other neck fans. The on and off button is a long press. You don't have to cycle through it, because this one you cycle through all of the different fan settings and then you turn it off. So a lot of the times you end up like turning it fully off. I can also turn on the plate, and then it gives you the temperature. Cooling 25, and then you can change the cooling all the way to C3, 15 degrees. And this thing cools very quickly, and it cools, like it's actually cold. that when you touch the back of your neck, it gets cold, and that really helps me. Every time you turn it on and off too, it gives you the battery life, which I really like. It's also a little bit adjustable, minimally. I didn't like with this is the cooling plate is a little bit too flat for my taste. I would have preferred a little bit more round to get just more coverage on my neck, but I guess they're trying to make it work for many different necks, although I don't know anybody that has like a flat spot in the back of their neck. I'm happy to give up the fans in the back for bigger battery life. One thing that does happen a lot of the times with these fans is the battery will run out because you're using it so much. I use this even sometimes when I'm biking, just to keep my temp down while I'm biking. I had both the fan and the cooling plate on almost at maximum level for a full hour. And it went from like 100% down to 67%. So it goes down quite quickly if you're maxing out the fans. But if you're using it on a whole day at, I don't know, Disneyland, bring a battery bank for one, or bring a charger you can plug in when you go to a restaurant or something. The other thing is I wouldn't max the fan and the cooling plate so that I can max out the full battery life of this device if I'm in a whole outdoor day situation. These items are my occasional EDC items. A power bank, this is an Anchor. It has a wireless charging pad as well, which has saved me a few times when there was moisture in my phone and I couldn't use the charging cable. I also have this little portable in-charge cable. It works more or less well. It was a Kickstarter, so there might have been some production issues that hopefully they've ironed out now, but it has come in handy because it has everything. The short cable is a positive for portability, but it does come at an inconvenience. It is quite a short cable. It's also nice and braided, so it's reinforced. You have a USB, I think A, also USB-C, and then you would plug that in. Then you would put this in your phone, let's say. This is a USB-C, and it also has a lightning port that also doubles as a micro USB. Technically, you could stick it on your keychain, which sometimes I wish I had because there's been situations where I didn't have a charging cable, but I also don't want to carry more stuff on my keys. So I leave that now in my power bank bag. I have a variety of cables right there. Other things that I carry, depending on the situation, this could be work, my disc-bound notebook. I have a whole video about this particular notebook and how I put this together. Absolutely love it. I can easily take pages out and put them back in and reorganize. I wish there was a metal case. This is my favorite pen. It's a cross pen. I like using a gel point. I dropped this a few times and then there was cracks in the shell. It still worked fine, but there were some cracks. And then I contacted Cross and I didn't have the receipt anymore. I didn't have any proof of anything. And the customer service there was insanely good. That the lady there, in Canada anyway, she is so fantastic and she sent me a new pen. I sent in the old one. The reason I like this pen, it's got a nice size to it. It's kind of small, so it's good to travel with. When I have this notebook with me when I travel, I just stick it in there and just now I have everything in one spot. It's really fun to fiddle with, but when you want to use the pen, you open it up and now it becomes a bigger pen. So it's more comfortable to hold in your hand. And when you're done, ta-da! This is my go-to. This I absolutely have in my bag on me when I'm traveling. This is a nice leather-bound notebook. It comes with 3 of these notebooks that are refillable, and then you can add and remove them here. I keep 2 actually now in here. There's like my current one that's actually filling up. Then I bought extra accessories in the back to throw different things in. Now see, I have my SIM cards. I don't know if I could reuse them, but leave them in there. I note down any activities I like, what I did, what I liked, even receipts. Like if I was living somewhere for a while, I would go like, okay, well, this is how much things cost and it was cheaper at this place. When somebody asks me, hey, do you have any traveling tips for this place or this place? I go, yes, let me check my notebook. And I put over here all the places I went and that is referencing in the notebook. And that way I can easily go like, yes, actually, I can tell you, here, do this, do that. My notebook is all sorts of random stuff. So I will go back and then, you know, kind of highlight which ones I think is actually relevant, helpful information. The other thing, depending on what I'm doing with friends, I have my Zippo. I love this bracelet, it's beautiful. And I changed it with the butane insert because I do not like the inserts that come with Zippo. The fuel runs out so quickly and I don't use my Zippo nearly enough at all. I don't use it daily. So the fuel usually runs out before I actually can use it and I got really annoyed. So put a butane insert in there. I don't believe that this butane insert you can buy anywhere anymore, but Zippo does offer their own butane insert. So those 2 I will link as well. down below. Now, how do I hold all of my EDC? Well, I have my EDC bags, my everyday carry bags. I actually have 4 that I've been rotating between because I am that extra now. And some I purchased on my own, some were review products that were offered to me or that I asked for specifically for certain models. This is how I hold everything. These are my workhorses, my bags. And I use a different bag for different occasions for different things I'm carrying. I have all of these bags. Oh my God. I reviewed every single one of these bags as well in depth. So you'll be able to see that if you're interested in any of these bags. So, oh my Lord. Here we go. We'll start with the big boy. Bellroy Transit 20 liter. This is a 20 liter. It comes in a bigger size like this. It's got nice lumbar support. It's got just enough organization, internal stuff. I really like this for the clamshell design. So I can open it up like this. Boom! Have access to everything. I just used this from a cottage trip. This was my PlayStation bag. So I put a couple of games, discs in here, my whole PlayStation, all of my cables, my controller. I still had a little bit of room extra to throw other things in here. And I had a water bottle in the pocket as well. I had my charger, my laptop in the back. And I really love this for bigger carrying loadouts. I really like this for grocery shopping, board game nights. But a lot of the times I found myself not carrying that much stuff, little short office trip, a little short hangout at a friend's, and I wouldn't need that big bag. And then Alpaca reached out to me at one point, Alpaca gear, and then I got this bag, the 12 liter bag, and this is so good for little short day trips when I don't like the big bag, because then things were flopping around in my bag and it was just really annoying to have a big bag that was just very empty. I've gotten so many compliments on this bag, and I mean, it's sleek, it looks great, it feels great, it's very premium. Got just enough organizations as well for my needs. I don't like crazy, overly organized stuff. It's got good storage in here. Then if I'm going on short day trips, music festival, a dinner out with all, either use this Tom Talk 5.5 liter bag that I reviewed very recently on my channel, or this Bellroy 4 liter bag. This is just a very sleek, more going out, much more minimal carry. I can't fit my typical water bottle in here, so I have to get I have another water bottle that I use in this one. This one can fit my big 500 ml water bottle very easily in here. It's very cavernous, it's got a lot of space. I don't think that design-wise it looks incredible, but it packs so much. This has now become my medium sling bag. I don't need 2 slings that are in the same size, for now anyway, that kind of do the same thing. So the one that I found worked better is the one that gets to stay in my closet. And then this one just looks so nice with the leather. I've definitely brought this to different parties, and it would be just like near me on a sofa or something, and somebody would turn around and go like, oh, that's such a nice bag. Whose is that? And then one of my friends was like, probably Jess's. And they were right. It was mine. Because I am known as the gadget queen and have nice aesthetic things, but I like nice, well-designed aesthetic and functional things. I don't just like want them pretty. Those are my everyday carries. I would love to hear from you. What are your everyday carry items? And if there were any in here that inspired you and that you're thinking of perhaps getting, or maybe that you're gonna use in a different way. If you have some of these products already, drop a comment and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And are these bags good for your needs? Find out for yourself.